My beloved people of Burkina Faso, sons and daughters of Africa, brothers and sisters of our great continent, I stand before you today with a message rooted in the strength, pride, and timeless wisdom of our African heritage. As your leader, and as a son of this sacred land, it is my duty to protect the values that define us, the principles that have sustained our ancestors, and the moral foundation that will guide us into a future of dignity and prosperity. Today, I address a matter of grave importance, one that threatens the very soul of our nation and our continent. In recent years, we have seen the insidious spread of foreign ideologies, cloaked in the deceptive language of human rights, seeking to erode the cultural and moral fabric of our societies. I speak of the so-called LGBTQ movement, a Western imposition that has no place in Burkina Faso, nor anywhere on this great continent of Africa. Let me be clear, under my leadership, and in alignment with the values of our people, there will be no tolerance for practices that contradict our African identity. Homosexuality, and all its associated manifestations, is not welcome in Burkina Faso. Those who dare to defy our laws and our culture by promoting or engaging in such behaviors will face severe consequences. This is not a matter of negotiation or compromise. It is a matter of preserving who we are as a people. Our African culture is superior, not because we claim it arrogantly, but because it is rooted in the wisdom of our ancestors, in the harmony of our communities, and in the sacred balance of life as ordained by our Creator. From the Sahel to the savannas, from the forests to the deserts, Africa has thrived for centuries because we have upheld values that honor family, community, and the natural order of existence. Our traditions are not relics of the past. They are the bedrock of our future. The West, in its arrogance, seeks to impose its own moral decay upon us, disguising it as progress. They tell us that accepting homosexuality is a sign of advancement, that it is a universal human right. But we, as Africans, reject this lie. Human rights do not mean the abandonment of morality. Human rights do not mean the destruction of our families. Human rights do not mean the corruption of our youth with ideas that are alien to our way of life. What they call rights, we call an assault on our sovereignty, an attempt to colonize our minds and souls just as they once colonized our lands. Look across our continent, from the ancient kingdoms of Mali and Songhai to the proud warriors of the Zulu and the Ashanti. Where in our history do we find the celebration of these behaviors? Where in our proverbs, our songs, or our traditions do we see the glorification of that which undermines the sacred union of man and woman, the foundation of our families? Nowhere. These are not African values. They are the products of a Western society that has lost its way, a society that seeks to export its confusion to our shores. My brothers and sisters, we must stand firm. In Burkina Faso, we have fought too hard for our independence, our dignity, and our self-determination to now allow foreign ideologies to dictate our path. We are a people of resilience, a people who have overcome the shackles of colonialism, the exploitation of our resources, and the attempts to silence our voices. We will not bow to this new form of imperialism, dressed in the false garments of compassion and tolerance. To the youth of Burkina Faso and Africa, I speak to you directly. You are the custodians of our future. Do not be swayed by the glitter of Western media, the propaganda of their films, or the promises of those who seek to lure you away from your roots. Your identity as Africans is your greatest strength. Our culture teaches us respect for our elders, devotion to our families, and reverence for the natural order of life. These are the values that will make you grow as individuals, as communities, and as nations. To our traditional leaders, our religious guides, and our community elders, I call upon you to stand as the guardians of our moral heritage. In our mosques, our churches, and our sacred groves, we reaffirm the truths that have guided us for generations. Let us teach our children the pride of being African, the beauty of our traditions, and the strength of our unity. Let us reject the temptation to mimic those who have lost their way. In Burkina Faso, we are building a nation of sovereignty, a nation that stands tall in the face of external pressures. We are not alone in this fight. Across Africa, from the north to the south, from the east to the west, voices are rising in defense of our values. We are one continent, one people, united by a shared history and a shared destiny. Let us send a clear message to the world. Africa will not bend. Africa will not break. Africa will remain true to itself. As your leader, I pledge to uphold the laws of our land and the values of our people. Those who seek to impose foreign practices upon us will find no refuge here. We will enforce our laws with firmness and resolve, ensuring that Burkina Faso remains a beacon of African pride and moral clarity. To those who would challenge our resolve, know this: we are a people forged in struggle, and we will not falter. Let us move forward, my brothers and sisters, with the courage of our ancestors, the wisdom of our traditions, and the vision of a united and prosperous Africa. Let us grow as individuals and as a continent, not by imitating others, but by embracing the superior culture that has sustained us for millennia. My people, let us reflect deeply on the consequences of allowing these foreign ideologies to take root in our soil. The acceptance of so-called gay marriage, or any practice that deviates from the sacred union of man and woman, is not merely a cultural betrayal. It is a direct threat to the very survival of our people, our nations, and our continent. Africa's strength lies in its people, in the vibrant generations that carry forward our legacy. To embrace these Western notions is to jeopardize the future of our population, to undermine the natural order that ensures our continuity as a people. Consider this truth: no nation on earth, no society, no matter how advanced it claims to be, can sustain itself without the gift of reproduction. It is the union of man and woman, ordained by nature and blessed by our Creator, that brings forth life. This is not a matter of opinion. It is a fact rooted in the very biology of existence. A nation of men lying with men, or women with women, cannot produce children. A nation that glorifies such unions cannot grow its population. It cannot build families, communities, or armies to defend its sovereignty. It cannot cultivate the fields, teach the young, or carry forward the wisdom of its ancestors. Africa is a continent of life, of abundance, of growth. From the banks of the Nile to the plains of the Serengeti, our land has always been fertile, not just in its soil but in its people. Our families are large, our communities are strong, and our children are our pride. To adopt gay marriage is to turn our backs on this vitality. It is to invite a slow death, a decline in our numbers, and a weakening of our societies. We cannot afford this. Africa is rising, and we need every son and daughter to build the future we envision. A future of strength, independence, and prosperity. More than this, the spread of these practices threatens the very spirit of our men, the natural essence that defines African masculinity. To be a man in Africa is to be a protector, a provider, a father, and a leader. It is to stand tall in the face of adversity, to cultivate the land, to build families, and to defend our communities. This is the spirit that has carried us through centuries of struggle, from resisting colonial oppression to rebuilding our nations in the face of modern challenges. Homosexuality, as the West promotes it, seeks to erode this spirit. It seeks to confuse our men, to strip them of their purpose, and to replace strength with weakness, clarity with chaos. Our ancestors understood the sacred balance between man and woman. They knew that the strength of a man is not just in his body but in his role as a partner to a woman, as a father to his children, and as a pillar of his community. This is not a Western invention. It is a universal truth, one that our African traditions have upheld with pride. To allow these foreign practices to take hold is to diminish the natural spirit of our men, to weaken the bonds that hold our families together, and to disrupt the harmony that has sustained our societies for generations. Look to our villages, our towns, our cities. See the pride in the eyes of a father as he teaches his son to till the land. See the love of a mother as she nurtures her daughter to become a woman of virtue. These are the images of Africa's strength, the heartbeat of our continent. Now imagine a future where these roles are confused, where the natural order is abandoned, where the family unit is replaced by barren unions that cannot bear fruit. This is not progress. It is a path to extinction. It is a betrayal of our children, who deserve to inherit a strong and vibrant Africa, not a continent weakened by imported ideologies. My brothers and sisters, we must recognize this for what it is: a deliberate attempt to undermine our growth as a continent. The West, with its declining birth rates and aging populations, may afford to indulge in these experiments, but Africa cannot. We are a young continent, a growing continent, a continent with a destiny to fulfill. Our population is our power, our families are our foundation, and our traditions are our guide. To allow these practices to take root is to invite a future where our numbers dwindle, where our communities weaken, and where our enemies, those who seek to exploit our resources and our land, find us vulnerable. We must stand united in rejecting this threat. From the mosques of Ouagadougou to the churches of Lagos, from the traditional councils of Accra to the elders' gatherings in Addis Ababa, let us reaffirm our commitment to the values that ensure our survival. Let us teach our youth that true strength lies in embracing their roles as men and women, as fathers and mothers, as builders of Africa's future. Let us remind them that our culture is not a burden but a blessing, a source of pride that sets us apart in a world increasingly lost to confusion. In Burkina Faso, we will lead by example. We will protect our families, our population, and our spirit from this creeping danger. We will enforce our laws with unwavering resolve, ensuring that those who promote or practice these foreign behaviors face the full weight of justice. But this is not just about punishment. It is about preservation. It is about safeguarding the essence of who we are, the vitality of our people, and the promise of our future. My beloved people of Burkina Faso, my brothers and sisters across Africa, let us be resolute in our commitment to protect our land, our values, and our future. To preserve the sanctity of our culture and the strength of our population, we must enforce laws that reflect the will of our people and the wisdom of our traditions. Let it be known, here and now, that in Burkina Faso, anyone caught engaging in homosexual acts will face the full force of the law. Those who defy our moral code, who challenge the natural order of our society, will be arrested and imprisoned. And let me be clear, their release will only come under one condition: that they demonstrate the impossible, that their same-sex union can produce life, can bear children, can contribute to the growth of our nation. This is not cruelty. This is justice. It is a reflection of the undeniable truth that life, growth, and continuity depend on the sacred union of man and woman. If those who embrace these foreign practices believe they can defy nature, let them prove it. Let them show us how their ways can sustain our families, our communities, our continent. They cannot, because nature itself speaks against them. The condition of their release is a mirror held up to their folly, a reminder that their choices lead to a dead end, a barren path that cannot contribute to the vitality of Africa. Our laws are not mere words on paper. They are the embodiment of our collective will, the shield that protects our society from decay. Homosexuality is not just a personal choice. It is a public threat, a danger to the moral fabric that holds our communities together. When we allow such acts to go unpunished, we invite confusion into our homes, we weaken the bonds of family, and we risk the erosion of the values that have made Africa resilient. In Burkina Faso, we will not stand idly by. We will act decisively, with the strength of our ancestors and the clarity of our purpose. To those who might be tempted by these Western ideologies, I say this: think carefully about the consequences. You are not just defying a law, you are defying the very essence of what it means to be African. You are turning your back on the mothers and fathers who built this continent, on the traditions that have guided us through centuries of hardship, and on the children who depend on us to secure their future. Your actions have no place here, and they will not be tolerated. The jail term you face is not just punishment. It is a chance to reflect, to reconsider, to return to the path of righteousness that aligns with our African identity. Let us delve deeper into why this stance is necessary. Our continent is under siege, not by armies or colonizers with guns, but by ideas that seek to weaken us from within. The West, with its declining populations and fractured societies, promotes these practices as a badge of modernity, but we see through their deception. They offer us a model of society that cannot sustain itself, a model that leads to empty homes, childless unions, and a future without heirs. In Africa, we value life above all else. Life in its abundance, life in its continuity, life in the laughter of our children and the wisdom of our elders. To allow homosexuality to take root is to invite a future where our villages grow silent, where our fields lie fallow, and where our legacy fades into oblivion. The condition of release I have outlined, that same-sex individuals must reproduce to be freed, is a challenge to the very foundation of their ideology. It is a call to accountability. If they claim their way of life is equal to ours, let them prove it in the most fundamental way: by contributing to the growth of our people. They cannot, and this impossibility is their condemnation. It is a reminder to all of us that our laws are not arbitrary. They are rooted in the realities of life, in the truths of nature, and in the needs of our society. My brothers and sisters, this is not about hatred. It is about love, love for our culture, love for our families, love for the future of Africa. Our laws must reflect this love, this unwavering commitment to the principles that make us who we are. Across this continent, from the markets of Dakar to the hills of Kigali, we see the strength of our people in their adherence to tradition, in their devotion to family, and in their rejection of foreign impositions. Burkina Faso will lead the way, showing Africa and the world that we will not compromise, we will not waver, we will not allow our soul to be corrupted. To our law enforcement, our judges, and our community leaders, I entrust the sacred duty of upholding these laws. You are the guardians of our moral order, the protectors of our future. Act with firmness, but also with wisdom. Let those who are caught in these acts face the consequences, but let us also guide them back to the path of our values, to the understanding that their true place is within the African family, not outside it. To our youth, I say, do not be swayed by the false promises of the West. Your strength lies in your heritage, in the roles you play as sons and daughters, as future mothers and fathers. Embrace the path that leads to life, to growth, to a thriving Africa. We are a continent of resilience, a people of pride, a beacon of hope in a world lost to confusion. Let us hold fast to our values, enforce our laws, and protect our future with unwavering resolve. Let us ensure that Africa remains a land of life, a land of families, a land where the natural order is upheld for the sake of our children and their children to come. My brothers and sisters, as we stand firm in defense of our values, let us also send a clear message to the world beyond our borders. To foreigners who wish to visit Burkina Faso, to those who seek to engage with our nation in trade, diplomacy, or travel, hear this. Burkina Faso is a land of pride, a land of tradition, a land that upholds the sacred values of our African heritage. We welcome those who come with respect, but we will not compromise our identity to accommodate foreign ways. Burkina Faso is a no-gay country. Homosexuality, and all its associated practices, has no place here. If you wish to step foot on our soil, you must leave your gay culture behind in your own lands. To those who come to Burkina Faso, whether from the West, the East, or elsewhere, understand this. Our laws are not suggestions, they are the unbreakable will of our people. If you bring with you the behaviors or ideologies that defy our moral code, you will face the consequences. As I have said, those caught engaging in homosexual acts will be arrested, imprisoned, and held until they can prove the impossible, that their same-sex union can produce life. This is not a game. It is a reflection of our commitment to protect our society, our families, and our future. To avoid the shame of a jail term, to avoid the weight of our justice, abide by the laws of Burkina Faso. Respect our culture, honor our traditions, and leave behind the practices that belong to your own countries. Let me speak plainly to those who might think they can impose their ways upon us. The Burkinabe people are a people of dignity, forged in the fires of struggle and resilience. We have fought for our independence, we have reclaimed our sovereignty, and we will not allow our culture to be trampled by outsiders who think they know better. The so-called progressive values of the West, which glorify confusion and erode the natural order, will find no welcome here. Our doors are open to those who come with goodwill, who seek to learn from our rich heritage, and who respect the principles that define us. But to those who would bring their gay culture, their foreign ideologies, or their disregard for our ways, know that the Burkinabe people will not tolerate such affronts. Not now, not ever. Our rejection of these practices is not born of ignorance or fear. It is born of wisdom, of pride, and of a deep understanding of what it means to be African. Our culture is not a relic to be discarded. It is a living force, a guiding light that has sustained us through centuries of challenges. When you come to Burkina Faso, you step into a land where the family is sacred, where the union of man and woman is the cornerstone of our society, and where the laughter of children is the promise of our future. To bring your foreign ways here is to disrespect not just our laws, but the very soul of our nation. We will not bend. We will not break. We will remain true to ourselves. To the international community, I say this: do not mistake our hospitality for weakness. We are a nation that values peace, but we value our identity more. We are open to partnerships, to collaboration, to mutual respect, but only on our terms. If you cannot accept that Burkina Faso is a land free of the gay culture you may embrace in your own countries, then do not come. Save yourself the trouble, and save us the burden of enforcing our laws against you. Our jails are not for tourists who wish to flaunt their defiance. They are for those who fail to respect the will of our people. Come to Burkina Faso with an open heart, ready to embrace our ways, and you will find a warm welcome. Come with arrogance, and you will find justice. My people, as we chart this path forward, let us do so with unity and resolve. Burkina Faso is a beacon for Africa, a nation that stands tall in defense of our shared values. We are not alone in this fight. Across our continent, from the shores of Ghana to the highlands of Ethiopia, voices are rising to protect our heritage from foreign impositions. Let us lead by example, showing the world that Africa is a continent of strength, of pride, and of unwavering commitment to the principles that make us who we are. Let us build a future where our children grow up in a land free of confusion, where our families thrive, and where our culture shines as a light for all to see. In closing, I call upon every Burkinabe, every African, to stand firm. Let us hold fast to our traditions, enforce our laws, and protect our future. To those who watch from afar, know that Burkina Faso is a nation of principle, a nation that will not waver, a nation that will not compromise. We are Africa, proud and free, and we will remain so for generations to come. To our viewers watching this broadcast, I urge you to join us in this movement to preserve our African identity. Subscribe to our channel to stay informed, like this video to show your support for our values, and drop your comments below to share your thoughts. Let the world know that Burkina Faso, and Africa as a whole, stands united in defense of our culture, our families, and our future.